podcast. It's Fair, your host. Yes, I sound very different right now because I am actually just recovering from a pretty nasty cold that I got from my daughter. And I decided to design today's episode all about natural remedies. I've always been a huge proponent of natural remedies, and I continue to be one. And I think first and foremost, sorry, my mind, I was like, didn't work this time, did it? But they normally do, and I will explain the series of events that led me to actually be able to get really sick, which I don't typically get very sick because I have a bunch of things that I do to prevent myself from ever actually getting into this state. But once I'm here, and then I gotta slowly dig myself back out of it. Yes, but there's a lot of things that we can do in a preventative nature, and I think that that's the beauty of these more natural remedies, is like that they can be things that you just do on a daily basis, especially during flu and cold season. So it's not like you're necessarily doing it as you're starting to get sick. It's a way to prevent it from actually ever occurring. And first and foremost, I think the most important thing to do is rest. Like if you start to feel yourself coming under, or just like feeling under the weather in any way, I would really truly suggest to take a full day off. And I think that that's, doctor's orders, that's typically what they're going to suggest as well. Resting allows your nervous system the time to be able to reboot, to be able to really just allow it to build up immunity, to be able to fight off anything that's trying to infiltrate within your system. And that's exactly what I didn't do this time. So typically I will do that, and it's usually prevented me from ever getting really sick. Like I'll get like a little bit here and there, but it only lasts for a few days, or it's really short, or it lasts for like 24 hours and it goes away. So it's typically the case for me. This time I did not do that. I started feeling under the weather and ended up going out with friends, which I probably shouldn't have done, and this was what occurred from it. So let me be your warning. If you're starting to feel sick, take time to take care of yourself. It is a form of self-love to be able to give yourself the opportunity to rest and to be able to kind of approach life and be able to do all the things you want to do later on, even if you're missing out on just a few things in the meantime. So first things first, rest. Number 2, stay hydrated all around. Again, another preventative thing you can do for yourself is to just really drink enough water. Coconut waters, noons, are like, I used to drink them all the time. They're like these tablets that you put into your water. I practice and teach a lot of hot yoga, so that is very important for me to be able to stay hydrated and just have the right amount of electrolytes within your system. If you have like Gatorade or other things like that, then that's definitely an opportunity. Kind of sports drinks that's replenishing yourself is crucial. And also just like recognizing, I also drink a lot of coconut water. That's like my favorite is coconut water. So that's another way for you to stay hydrated. And that's just like a regular thing. Again, like everyone always says drink more water. It actually helps with like if you're like looking for weight loss or something like that, like drinking a lot of will also help you with that, because a lot of times when we eat is we're actually just dehydrated, but we eat instead. And then we tend to drink or eat things that dehydrate us anymore, like with high salt content. So, and also coffee dehydrates us as well. So like there's a lot of things that we put into our system on a daily basis that's not replenishing us. And so water is one of those like absolutes that if you're drinking enough water, I drink mineral water in particular because I noticed when I was drinking filtered water, it just went straight through me, and it was honestly, in all honesty, I was peeing a lot, and I was like, why is this always happening? And it's because there was nothing for it to absorb. It was just flushing out of my system. So I started drinking mineral water, and then that reduced it. And also it does give me a sense of like satisfaction that regular water or like a tap water does it. And I also drink alkaline water. So the water that I do have within my house is alkaline water. And then that also just kind of helps replenish and kind of balance out our pH levels. So I'm not an expert in this realm, but I would say, and we all know, the importance of staying hydrated. It also regulates our nervous system, helps us feel calmer. We're able to just feel like healthier. Our skin is more like moisturized. Like there's so many different benefits to it. And also it's that kind of building block for our health as a whole. So if you're, especially during this time of the year, just make sure you're staying hydrated, drinking whatever type of drink you like to drink. I'm like a sparkling water fan. mineral water fan till I die. Like Liquid Death is my fucking shit. I love Liquid Death. And I have for a really long time. I've drank it for like the last couple of years. I get cases delivered to my house on a weekly basis because that's how much I drink it, and it's just cheaper to get it that way than getting it from the store. But I used to be a hardcore Pellegrino friend, and I still am. I still love Pellegrinos, but Liquid Death is a little bit more affordable. So I feel like, and also 10% of their proceeds go back into, I can't remember exactly what they donate to, I think for water. And so I just have always really stood behind their brand and what they do and all those things. So Liquid Death, Pellegrinos. I don't drink a lot of the other mineral waters because sometimes I feel like they taste like, or the sparkling waters, just because I feel like they taste kind of fake. I don't know. I don't feel hydrated from them. So I'm pretty picky about what waters I drink if I'm drinking a bottled water. But I would encourage you to look into it too, just to find out what you feel like jives with you. And again, what's your body's reaction to it as well. All right. And herbal teas. So I drink a lot of yogi tea, and also I just love their little message. What does this one say? Trust your identity. Be in touch with your reality. I don't know how I'm catching with my reality. But I do like them. I like the little messages. They bring me joy. This is a ginger lemon tea because I'm not feeling well. And actually, that goes into my next section. So there's a few different just like herbs and spices that you can incorporate within your life to be able to, again, on a regular basis, just kind of boosting your immune system. One, long-term benefits and just all around like a panacea is turmeric and ginger, to be honest. So both of those are ones like the moment I start to feel anything, I will literally chop up raw ginger and eat it. I know it sounds totally bananas, but like it's like a straight boost of vitamins within your system, especially if you have a sore throat or nausea. So if either one of those things are coming up for you or headaches, you can definitely use ginger as like a catch-all, and it will really help you. Turmeric also helps with pain and inflammation. If you have any type of inflammation within your body, turmeric is like, again, one of those things that like you will use, and it will honestly make a huge difference. There's a lot of scientific evidence that backs all of this. I don't know every detail about all of it, but I do know that it's been time and time again that it keeps coming up. So as soon as I wasn't feeling, usually when I don't feel good, and I go to Gather Juice Co. and they have like the little pre-made shots for you, but it is like a ginger, turmeric, and a little bit of cayenne pepper shot that you'll take, and it is like a straight like kick it, like talk about like an alcohol shot. That shit is like tough, but you get it, and it's like your immune system is getting like a jump start. It's like a little boost of fire, a little nitro, if you will. A throwback for, what was that freaking movie? Fast and Furious. I know there's so many huge Fast and Furious fans. They're probably furious at that, but whatever. My girlfriend was just telling me the other day about how she was going through all the different Fast and... Why is there like 10? There's so many. I didn't even know. Honestly, I had no idea. But she was like, I'm going back through all of them. I was like, who knew? I was out after Paul Walker. R.I.P. Paul Walker. Isn't he so fine though? I was also just watching the Beckham documentary. He is so beautiful. Like, gosh dang. I digress. Sorry, I've been spending a lot of time alone. But we're coming back. Okay. Turmeric, ginger, lavender. Also, if you're just having migraines or even anxiety, lavender is also an incredible just like herb or essential oil that you can keep around that will help ease both of those things. Like sometimes when people, it activates your parasympathetic nervous system, so if you put them in your bath at night, eucalyptus, if you're feeling stuffy, you can put that in your bath. If you have a diffuser or something along those lines, diffusing either one, there's quite a few different essential oils, and you can look up the properties for each one and what it's designed for. But lavender, I know that I use as like a way to help calm and ease me before bed. And then eucalyptus is one, or peppermint is one that I'll use to just kind of clear my sinuses too. Which I wasn't even stuffy and just till like yesterday. This shit has been so terrible. I'm telling you, I'm sharing all of this wisdom with you guys because I don't want you to go through the same thing I'm going through right now. I've been like bedridden for like 4 days, which never happens to me, like never. Like, I can't even remember last time I was sick for this long. And I know it all started at the beginning where I did not listen to my body and I pushed myself, and I should have just been sleeping and resting, and this wouldn't have happened. So again, all comes back to listen to your body, trust yourself and what you need, and rest. Give yourself the opportunity, the gift of sleep, and just like let yourself build the immune that it needs to in order your immune system back up so that you're able to fight off whatever's coming through. And another, like, kind of magnesium is another catch-all too. And magnesium is there for muscle pain, fatigue, migraines. You can find it in spinach, almond, avocados. It helps relax your nervous system. You can also get magnesium tablets. You can get magnesium powder for a bath. Like, there's a lot of things that magnesium is, like, there's so many benefits of it. There's really not a lot of stuff that we don't really get the amount of magnesium that we need within our daily diets and within our lives more often than not. So it's one of those ways to be able to replenish that portion of you, and it definitely helps with a lot of things. If you're struggling with insomnia, magnesium hands down will help you. Taking magnesium tablets before you go to bed or putting them into a bath, especially if you like have regular insomnia. I had insomnia for years. No, but like for real. I like didn't sleep for most of my freshman year, but there could have been other reasons why I wasn't sleeping, but it really was because of my anxiety and just being stressed and some other stuff that was going on. And so I had a really hard time sleeping. I literally would not go to bed until like 4 or 5 a.m. every night. I would sleep for 3 hours and then get back up. And then I would like take a nap later in the day at some point usually, just because I would be so exhausted I couldn't function anymore. And then it would happen over and over again. It was just terrible. It was like the worst thing. But I wish I would have, I was taking like melatonin, which a lot of people talk about melatonin tablets, but you have to keep upping the dosage. I just didn't feel like they were very effective. And again, I'm a big, like, I don't like to rely on drugs to be able to like do anything to function. So if that's like alcohol to relax at a party, or like melatonin or something even kind of natural at night to fall asleep, like I don't like taking anything like that for that purpose, just because you're not finding like a sustainable long-term solution, right? And I feel like these are all long-term solutions of things that will just overall improve your health versus you needing it just for like an acute period of time. Like, it's for the long term. And it will honestly help multiple areas within your life. It's multifaceted healing instead of just super targeted into particular like sections that may or may not help you in that long term. And then again, I don't like becoming reliant on things in general. So, breakdown. Turmeric, pain and inflammation. Ginger, pain and nausea. Also sore throat, great for sore throat and just like your immune system as a whole. Lavender for migraine and anxiety. Magnesium for muscle pain, fatigue, or migraines. You will thank me later. I'm telling you, they work. This shit works. And I pulled all of this from different websites that all have the scientific evidence to back it. If you want me to share any of that with you, happy to talk about it. If you Google any of this, literally the resources will flood your flood your page, and you will see that I am not blowing smoke up your ass, but telling you some major truths. Again, I've been alone for way too long. Okay. And actually thinking about this, so when I start to feel sick, and honey is so good for soothing a sore throat, cough medication, all of it usually has some basis of honey in it. And it just lathers your throat and helps heal it. So I put lemon, honey, and ginger, and then I do my ginger lemon tea. And I will literally drink this all day long every time I'm sick. And I feel like it's the only thing. I was down to a whisper like early yesterday, and it's now coming back where you can actually at least hear me, which is a good sign. Okay, number 4, bone broth. You know, I love me some broth in general. I love a good broth. I will make my own broth often. I think there's an artistry to it, if you will. I love cooking in general, so no surprise that I would also like to make broth. This one guy on Chopped Kitchen used to always make the best broths. What was his name? He was like the freaking like like mastermind. He was like undefeated. He was a champion of Chopped, I think, without a doubt. And he like won a ton of awards. He was an incredible chef. Anyways, he used to make the best freaking broths. And it inspired me. I remember thinking like, oh wow, like just to be able to create a really complex flavor palette within something and like pulling from different spices, different like the base, and how they all weave together in the different flavors, I just always found fascinating. All this come to say, bone broth is the shit. There's a lot of studies out there about bone broth as well, and that it's like one of those things that you can drink, and there's incredible high amounts of protein within it, and also it has a lot of healing properties as well, and as well as sodium and potassium, a lot of those things. And so if you're feeling sick, you don't want to eat anything, I would really encourage you to drink bone broth. It was like the first day I felt really nauseous, and so I was drinking bone broth, and that helped me a lot. And also, again, those healing properties to it, and just like chicken broth in general, if you're going to make your own chicken broth. I used to make this, and I kind of want to make it tonight, maybe I will, but I used to make this incredible like chicken noodle soup, but it was like the Chinese version of it. I learned it from one of my old managers. They owned Indochine Lee. She's an incredible chef as well. And she was like, no, this is like, if you're feeling sick, this is what you need to eat. Then she was like, ginger, garlic. Also, garlic is incredible. There's like all these immune properties within garlic as well. So if you're feeling sick, I would also decide, like I chop garlic up and won't eat it raw. Like literally, I'll just like swallow it. Also helps a ton. So garlic, ginger, chicken broth, turmeric, cayenne pepper, is the broth. And then I would add greens, a little bit of rice. I would add rice instead of noodles. You could add noodles though. That, and I would do chicken. So then sometimes I would actually do like a full-on bone broth where I'd like put a portion of a chicken into like bone-in meat chicken, and then I would use that to make the broth, and obviously make the stock with like vegetables too. So you can add like carrots, onions, celery is like more of a standard broth that you would make. So if you're making it from scratch, run with that. Go for it. If you just want to go to the store, it's very easy to get there as well. Whatever you have time for, whatever you have the energy for. If this is something you want to make in advance and just like have on tap, go for that too. It's a great idea. All right. Last thing, my fifth and final natural remedy for cold and flu season to help prevent you from getting sick. So we're preventing it. We're not going to wait until the last minute and then get sick and be like, SOL, because that's where fair is at right now, is that you will zinc tablets. So zinc. And I just got this from one of my friends, Keaton, and he was like, take hella zinc tablets. And I honestly, I've heard people talk about it, and I know one of my old coworkers who was a biology major had mentioned it to me too. But zinc increases white blood cells and fights off virus and slows down how much it multiplies. So if you're starting to feel sick, it can actually prevent it from expanding, from it getting worse, and also builds up your white blood cells to be able to fight off any virus that's coming into your system. So drinking a ton of water, eating zinc tablets, you can get them pretty much from anywhere, any grocery store, any Rite Aid, all of those places. And that is another way for you to just be able to, again, on that preventative measure, take care of yourself. I also am like a big elderberry fan, so elderberry also helps with the immune system. If you mix it with chaga, it doesn't spike your immune system as much as elderberry typically will. It's more of like you can take it on an ongoing basis, so it doesn't inflame you in any way. So I'll take elderberry throughout the cold season as well. I feel like we were just at the start of it. I didn't think it was coming this early on, but I got hit straight out the gate. So we're here and it's fine. But I want to prevent this from you. Again, this podcast is about gaining a deeper awareness of your body, being in tune with it, and honestly giving yourself the love and attention that you need in order to be healthy and happy within your daily life. So these things can all be able to help benefit you and hopefully be able to prevent you from getting sick this flu season, and also be able for you to enjoy all the family gatherings and everything else that you have planned for these next few months. So I love all of you. Thanks for listening. I hope this helps. If you have any other like little flu natural remedies that you like to try, apple cider vinegar, a spoonful a day will also be helpful. I learned that from my grandmother. That's another big one. I actually have an elderberry apple cider vinegar syrup that I would drink whenever I was feeling sick or starting to feel sick too. It tasted like shit, but it's really good for you. Oh Lordy. I love you guys. Feel better. Stay healthy out there. See you soon.